I came to protest tonight, as I did for the past year, to show that I care about the future of this country and I want to live here. I do not want to live abroad, even if I could do it, and I think this is the signal that Romanians from all over the country send right now.
Tens of thousands of protesters in Bucharest have come out against anti-corruption legislation they say will make it harder to crack down on organised crime. Protesters want the government to resign. It didn't take long for one major politician to leave. Prime Minister Mihai Tudose quit after political infighting with his interior minister lost him the support of his party. Now the government is hoping to do better with Viorica Dancila. She's a member of the European Parliament, and by February she'll become Romania's first female leader. But she will be the country's third prime minister in 7 months. Well, I'm joined now from the Romanian capital by Radu Delicote, a former advisor to the Romanian Parliament, a senior strategist now at SmartLink Communications. Radu Delicote, thank you for joining us on the Newsmakers. You know, to lose one prime minister is unfortunate.
Hello.
To lose two in the space of 7 months appears to be careless. How has your country found itself in this situation?
Well, according to the civil society, there are several discontents regarding the political class, mainly the justice reform package and several other fiscal resolutions that were voted through the parliament in December, got a lot of people, a lot of Romanians very riled up against the politicians, the whole political class. However, as you well mentioned, the governing coalition did ousted their second prime minister, mainly just to put another, let's say, more calm or more practical prime minister in power, in cabinet, in order to continue their governing program, in which they tried to, let's say, push it via electoral campaign.
OK, we'll come on to Viorica Dancila in a moment, but you mentioned some of the reforms that people are unhappy about, and to help the viewer along, let me just mention a few. Some of the proposed changes include decriminalising the offence of taking a bribe on behalf of someone else, as well as lower sentences for the bribe taker. Prosecutors would also face restrictions on using wiretaps, CCTV footage or digital evidence as part of changes to the criminal code. Abuse of office would no longer be a criminal offence if the sums involved were less than €200,000. Between 2006 and 2017, anti-corruption investigations led to the jailing of a former prime minister, the indictment of 20 current and former ministers, and more than 50 deputies and 19 senators. You can see why people are upset. It seems as if the elite is just taking care of itself.
Yeah, it's, to be diplomatic, to put it in a diplomatic word, it's complicated. Right now there is a battle, let me put it into commas, it's a battle between the whole political class and the anti-corruption directorate, mainly DNA, how is it spelled in Romanian, because DNA got indicted several politicians over the last 4 or 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. And right now, all the politicians actually want is to put DNA a little bit on standby. And this got actually people riled up because the anti-corruption directorate has a public trust in about over 60% actually. And mainly these messages, this justice reform package is perceived as a weapon against the National Anti-Corruption Directorate. So this is why the protests are still going on, and I reckon they will continue during the next months. It depends on how the future cabinet will try to manage things in this sense. However, keep in mind that the actual laws that got people riled up are at the desk of the Constitutional Court, the Romanian Constitutional Court, which is the highest legislative organism in Romania, and they have to give some letters of advice. And afterwards, this whole package will go to Cotroceni, to President Iohannis's office, and we have to see how the president, because according to the Constitution, he can put this law back to re-examination, back to the parliament just once. And we have to see, according to how President Iohannis is going to be perceived, and how he's going to play this constitutional card in order for the parliament to continue with this kind of legislative package or not.
Okay, Radu, in 30 seconds, if you can, will the lady who is about to become Prime Minister of your country be any different to the man she's just taken over from, seeing as they're from the same party and the leader of that party is not allowed to stand because he has a conviction? Is she going to be any different?
Yes, if she has the power and the capacity to appoint several good advisors and several good future ministers and ministerial people, then she might make a good look on herself. After that, I'm afraid that if she doesn't going to do that, I'm afraid that she's just going to be another minister just to be put on the cabinet.
Radu Delicote, we appreciate your time, sir. Thank you.